Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic 2006. Today's S-Rank video is gonna start with a casual speedrun trick. This is truly in the everyone can do it category, just because they forgot to put an invisible wall or death plane here, which I'm very happy for. More games should allow you to skip ahead if you realize the level geometry lines up. This is surely unintentional, but I'm gonna celebrate it nonetheless. Now, a lot of the footage you're going to see will make Flamecore look pretty awesome, because if you're just going straight for it and not doing all of the medals and so on, this level, like many others in the game, can flow pretty well. There are going to be a few awkward moments because it is still Flamecore, it is still a mess. But if you just keep going forward and do a few more speedrun tricks like this one here, which shows us that walls are a suggestion, and again there is nothing special about it, everybody can do it, you just have to run against the wall, that's it. But other than that, mostly this went pretty well, and it is just not a very complex level. Anyway, here is my chance to show off how the bottom platforms can actually work in your favor if you do fall down due to a stupid tiny mistake of misjudging the distance. Didn't quite work out, but on the other hand, another awesome shortcut here, so that is just fine. Interacting as little with the platforming here as possible, because, you know, it is not good. Let me just quickly fix this texture. Wonderful. Okay, now we can continue. Don't be afraid if you hit something in the wall. You were just homing attacking a projectile of the enemies. That can happen. Another slightly awkward moment, but let's just keep going. As I said, overall, a few awkward moments, but generally, if you just keep going here, this is mostly fine. And this is also the plan for the S-Rank. What we are going to do is mostly going to rely on time bonus. This is one of those levels where you're actually just purely rewarded for going as quickly as possible, and you can see how the bounce attack helps us with that. It's just wonderful. It erases enemies if you manage to wedge yourself into their hitbox. Fortunately, by this point I know exactly where those hitboxes are. Another moment of me attacking the air, but no problem, let's just keep going. Another moment of me forgetting that, oh yeah, right, the platforming here is and you should not expect to make the platform cycle or anything like it. But then again, let's keep going. This one here is deliberate because there is something we haven't gotten yet, right? Have you forgotten? Do not kill this enemy, do instead kill this one, and now we can get high enough with 2 casual bounce attacks, and finally we are full. But this is an S-Rank run, so forget about the rest, but this is nice. As you could see just now, the bounce attack's hitbox is actually pretty tiny, so if you hit an enemy that also has a tiny hitbox, then yeah, you're going to have a little bit of an issue hitting it. So it's not perfect, and sometimes I prefer anti-gravity specifically for that reason, but it's definitely a very, very nice addition to our arsenal, and I'm going to use it plenty in the future in any kind of combat situation. Let's keep going with the second part. As I've shown off before, this can be easily broken by just not following the flow of the level at all and just turn around and yeah. This one here is also pretty nice because you can get a few more points by killing the enemies. 200 for the invincibility box, that's fine. Makes things a little bit less stressful while you're invincible because you might lose your rings, but you know, spoilers, you're going to get hit in this level at some point. There is nothing that you can really do because it is just random when you're going to get hit. But let me just casually show off that you can in fact hit every enemy here, which makes a ring box spawn. Just 10. This was worth 50 rings in my opinion because it is extremely hard to pull off, but somehow I did it without too much sweat, so that's nice. This room has always annoyed me a little bit because there is no way to skip this platform as far as I know. You just have to make the cycle here, and it is deceptively hard to get on because we know how Sonic's weird floatiness in the air is, right? Anyway, 200 more points because a little bit of padding doesn't hurt. One thing I do recommend, as usual, is to not die. Just time bonus alone won't make you the S rank, but you will only need a very little amount of ring bonus, if at all, if you are relatively quick and take most of the points from the big enemies with you. But you don't even have to do every combat as I've shown. This one here is always a little bit weird because I homing attack too late and this is why I was not homing attack invincible, which would have helped a lot, but it doesn't really matter. The speedrun also goes through this route, so it is the fastest. It doesn't get hit, but again, it doesn't really matter. There is plenty of rings at the end of the level, and you do not really need most of them. I'm being a little bit awkward here with Knuckles, specifically because this time I'm ignoring my own advice and I'm just going bottom to top, which is a little bit faster, of course, because you don't have to double back. And I'm only going to kill the big enemies, which give 1000 points each, which is still a little bit awkward with Knuckles. Obviously Sonic is much faster, as I've shown off. I'm avoiding the central pillar because it is hard to get away from it once they've latched on, so it's a bit of a trap here. Also would waste time a lot, and time is of the essence here for the S rank, isn't it? Another awkward interaction here, but this is always going to happen with one on the slope. Could kill the big enemy in the background here, another 1000 points of padding, but I prefer to actually solve the puzzle, because if it takes too long then the first orb will go out and I'll have to start the entire puzzle all over again, which is not fun. And you know, we're actually quite towards the end at this point, and you can see how this level can go by in a breeze if you know exactly what you're doing. If you know how to jump, to skip all of the big rooms, and then just do all of the quick stuff where you just avoid interacting with most of the level. It's a bit sad because, you know, there could be something about this being pretty combat focused and that you have to do a lot of the stuff here and get some extra rings and so on, some bonuses like that. I would have even gotten a medal again. Man, this is awesome. But overall, it is not that hard of an S rank if you don't die, because as you can see here, just from score and time bonus alone, I stopped for a few enemies, but not too many of them. A few glitches taken advantage of, and I got the S rank, and I got the medal for all of the silver medals as well. So we are finally cleaned up with everything from before Radical Train, and next time we can take a nice look at Radical Train after this wonderful showcase of a pretty bad level. I hope you liked that. If you did, honor it. Thank you very much for that and for your attention.